Today, what we are going to do, we are going to talk about how to talk to your crush without actually being nervous or scared of rejection. So, I know that when you want to talk to your crush, you can have these feelings, running around your head. You might be scared, you might be nervous, you might be like, what if she rejects me? What if she doesn't talk to me? What if she doesn't like me back? All these questions in your head. But then today I will help you get through that. So maybe you might have this crush on this girl. Maybe you go to the same school, same class, same college, same university, at the workplace, even. So it all depends though. But then, yeah. So to talk to your crush, it can be nerve wracking, I know. But trust me, once I give you these tips, you won't be scared. But before we get into the video, can you please do the LSE for LFE? So what LSE means is like, subscribe, and comment. You know. So please do the LSE for LFE, like, subscribe, and comment. Let's get into it. So when you are about to talk to your crush, sharp, you must choose the right atmosphere. What I mean by that, you must choose the right setting, the right time, the right place. Cause maybe you might try to approach her, but then she's in a bad mood. Yabo. So maybe she's in a bad mood, maybe she had a rough day, and then you try to approach. That means you didn't exactly read out the atmosphere, but it is in your fault though, because people are very different. But then you have to choose the right atmosphere. Maybe let's say you are at the park, you can see she's chilled, she's relaxed, like she's comfortable with her surroundings. That's when you can actually approach. And then that was the first tip. Choose the right atmosphere and the right time. Because guys, sometimes like guys tend to approach when it isn't actually their time to approach, and some of them end up getting rejected because of the time that they approached. They had wrong timing. Yeah. And then secondly, when you're about to talk to your crush, this is a must, you must have confidence. You must have intense confidence, not being cocky, because there's a difference between being cocky and being confident. So you shouldn't be cocky. You should be confident, you should be optimistic. It's okay. Yazin, today, yeah, I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to tell her this, I'm going to tell her this. But you shouldn't overthink it though. You should be confident. You shouldn't overthink it. You should be confident. Anyways, oh, by the way, like I dyed my hair. Okay, yeah, but we ain't there. So you have to be like confident, because you know what they say. Confidence breeds beauty. Some guys, they actually get girls not because of their looks, not because of how rich they are, not because of the things that they own, but simply by being confident. Like girls, they love a man who trusts in himself. In himself, and believes in himself. Or rather, should I say, they like guys who believe in themselves. You know. So you have to be confident. You have to say, yeah, I am confident and I trust myself and I know that I'm going to do this. Like nothing is gonna stop me from doing this. And then coming to the third point, number three. So point number three on what you should do. Guys, hygiene. Like I'm dead serious. You need to have serious hygiene, like proper hygiene. What I mean by that is, if a person can smell your clothes, it's chai for you. It's chai. It's chai, bro. Like don't talk to that girl. Don't talk to that girl. If a person can smell your clothes, because you need to have good high quality hygiene. Hygiene like brushing your teeth, doing this and that. Like you need to have proper hygiene. Like proper hygiene. You need to brush your hair. Oh, by the way, guys, now you have to groom. What I mean by grooming, you have to be clean like all the time. You have to be clean. You can't go outside like you are not clean unless maybe you are working. Like yabo like umuntu makasebenza, we can easily tell it's okay. This guy has been working, and stuff. Maybe you are doing what? Maybe you are doing, let me see, landscaping, plumbing, stuff like that. Like we can see it's okay, sharp. Like the gent has been working and stuff. But then when you're out in front of people, you need to have proper hygiene. You need to brush your teeth. You need to make sure that you smell good. You have to make sure that you dress good. You have to make sure that you dress good because everyone has their own sense of fashion. So you can't dress like, for example, you can't dress as a dog at a business conference or business meeting. You know what they say, like every occasion has its own dress code. So you can't dress as if like you just appeared out of nowhere. Now you can't do that. So you absolutely, you can't do that. Please, gents, like please don't do that. And then coming to the fourth point, I've covered the hygiene part. Like you also need to bath. Yeah, like you also need to bath at least 2 times a day. And you also have to like do all the necessary things. I will do a video on hygiene with how to enhance your hygiene and stuff and stuff and stuff. But then yeah, and then now coming to the third point, I mean to the fourth point. So yeah, to the fourth. So the fourth point is um you need to, let's say you're approaching her, okay, maybe she's at the park and then you go and talk to her, okay, sharp, you greet, but then you have to be straightforward. Don't go no, because that's where most guys get friend zoned. If you go, you know that's when you're gonna get friend zoned. For example, many guys that I know, many guys, what they do is they don't make their intentions clear, even though the girl maybe is attracted or maybe sees them as a potential, but because of the dude is not being straightforward, the girl ends up not knowing like what's actually happening, like what's going on. So that might cause confusion. So to clear off that confusion, like you need to be straightforward. You need to be straightforward. Like tell her what, yeah, like this. Like, that's why they call it proposing. You are actually proposing your love to her. You are proposing, you are telling her about the way that you feel. You should be able to convince her. Because, like, guys, when we are talking about courtship, or talking to girls or getting girls, or like doing, yeah, courtship includes being able to attract that person and also being able to convince that person, to actually hear what you are saying to them. So with that being said, you have to, level up, be the best version of yourself, because you can't be chasing after people while you are not on the best version of yourself. So you need to work on yourself first. Work on yourself. Like maybe for those that want to hit the gym, get more money, be fit, eat healthy. I work on your skin, as you can see, I'm working on my skin right now. Work on your skin, like everything necessary, like everything that you need to do. And then number 5, the most important point of the day is number 5. So the most important point goes like this, guys. Listen, and please listen clearly and carefully. The most important point, you should accept any response that she says. Like, accept any response. Guys don't want to accept. Maybe you approached her and you told her and you did everything that I said, and then she says no. When she says no, It's no. You can't force. You can't change a no into a yes. Nah, you can't do that. You shouldn't force things, guys, because she has her own reasons. Maybe she wasn't attracted, or maybe she had other things going on. You have to understand her and just be like, oh, okay, yeah, ngiyabonga, yabo. Or just say, I'm thankful for your time, yabo. Because you have to be humble at the end of the day. You can't be out here being grumpy with tanga this girl. She didn't talk to me. She didn't do this. She didn't do this. Nah, you can't do it. Like, you can't do that. No. That is a big red flag, gents. You know what they say. You win some, you lose some. So you have to work on yourself. Or maybe you didn't work on yourself enough for her to be actually convinced that you can be the guy that she would wanna be with. So when you have to work on yourself, my champ. Like, I'm not gonna lie, and you have to accept the response that she's telling you. If maybe she says, yeah, maybe we can try something out, then congrats, bro. You made it. You made it. You finally mastered the art of talking to your crush. Really, like, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. No matter how beautiful your crush is, it shouldn't be a big deal. you know. So I'm about to close the video. It's the boy, from Day Uno, man, the Limitless Breeze. Please make sure that you do an LC for LFE, that you like, subscribe, and you comment. Or you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna throw shots like, subscribe, and comment. Yes, sir.